Famous as the country with the most lakes in the world, it is no wonder that the Emerald Lake in Canada is honored as one of the cleanest and clearest lakes on the planet. Emerald Lake is located in Yoho National Park, Canada, surrounded by majestic mountains and forests. In summer, the water of Emerald Lake has a clear jade green color glittering in the beautiful golden sunlight. The people here explain that the lake's blue color is because it is created from rock powder from the mountains following the water flow, along with the green moss under the Victoria Glacier. The rising sun reflects light on the lake surface with golden rays, creating a sparkling and poetic scene. Not only that, the atmosphere here is so warm, making the surrounding scenery even more magical. Emerald Lake is not only the largest lake, but also a beautiful lakeside area despite space and time in Canada. Each season, the Emerald Lake will put on its own appearance, with the embellishment of the surrounding trees and mountains. Iguazu Falls on the Iguazu River. This waterfall is located between the border of two countries, Brazil and Argentina. This is a waterfall of spectacular height and majestic natural scenery. Iguazu Falls is preserved by Iguazu National Park, Argentina, and Iguaçu National Park, Brazil. Iguazu has a width of more than 2,700 meters and an average height of about 64 meters. The Iguazu waterfall system consists of 275 large and small waterfalls flowing downhill. A few individual waterfalls have a height of up to 82 meters, while most are about 64 meters. This is a waterfall of the Iguazu River, located on the border of Brazil and Argentina. Iguazu Falls is higher and wider than Niagara Falls. The waterfall has two floors of many different large and small waterfalls with the shape of a horseshoe. Iguazu Falls is the result of a volcanic eruption that left cracks in the ground. During the rainy season from November to March, the rate of water flow down the waterfall can be up to 450,000 cubic meters per second. Despite the intense heat, the Sahara Desert still possesses a very unique beauty that no other place has. Because for the crazy fans of travel when coming here, you will definitely be captivated by the wonderful and unique beauty of the sandy sea in the vast desert in this North Africa region. If you have a big enough camera, you will surely get a 9 million square meter postcard of the beauty of the Sahara. No one does not know about the Sahara Desert because of the popularity of this place. With an area of more than 9 million square kilometers, the Sahara is the largest desert and the third largest desert in the world. In the desert, there are mainly rocky plateaus and huge sand seas. Just one wind, you can be blown away at any moment. The temperature is always hot and the wind and sand here are not pleasant at all. This is the largest desert in the world with an area of 9.4 million square kilometers. The natural wonders of the Sahara are sand dunes, rocky plateaus and dry valleys. A lot of visitors come to the Sahara to ride camels, camp overnight and watch the starry sky very romantically. Ha Long Bay is a small bay in Ha Long City, Cam Pha Town and part of Van Don Island District, Quang Ninh Province, beautiful Vietnam. Ha Long Bay includes 1,969 large and small islands, of which 980 are unnamed and 989 named islands, with an area of 1,553 square kilometers including the core and buffer zone. The world-recognized heritage area on Ha Long Bay has an area of 434 square kilometers, like a triangle with three peaks. Dogo Island in the west, Ba Ham Lake in the south and Kong Tay Island in the east. Including 775 islands with many caves and beaches. Thousands of islands and dozens of beautiful caves have created the aesthetic value of the bay. The beauty of Ha Long is made up of three elements: rock, water and sky. The system of rocky islands in Ha Long is diverse in shape and blends with the sky and sea, creating a watercolor painting. Inside the large rocky islands are attractive by beautiful and strange caves. Perito Moreno Glacier, located in Los Glaciares National Park in Santa Cruz Province, Patagonia, is one of the great tourist attractions of Argentina. Spread over an area of about 600,000 hectares, the Perito Moreno Glacier creates a small lake called Argentino. This is known as the most beautiful and oldest lake in Argentina. It is estimated to date back about 15,000 years. The scenery on the lake changes according to the weather. When the weather is overcast and cloudy, the glacier will be like a gray satin silk. While the floating ice side is bright white, the submerged ice side has magical turquoise blue streaks. Many giant blocks of ice were continuously born, making Perito Moreno's landscape always splendid, constantly changing. Perito Moreno's continued expansion is very special, because compared to other glaciers in the Andean region in particular, including Bolivia, Colombia, Ecuador and Peru, and other glaciers in the world. The world in general, the growth and expansion of the ice sheets is truly impressive. According to scientists, the melting of ice in southern South America is 10 times higher than in other parts of the world. One of the 7 natural wonders of the world in the state of Arizona, USA, is the Grand Canyon. To get to this place, visitors have to go through an arduous journey in the smog of the desert. The endless old Rocky Mountains look very fancy. It seemed like there was a giant hand holding a tool to cut across the great stone block. The Grand Canyon takes visitors from one surprise to another. Standing on a cliff, you see the whole mountain area tinged with dark red, but after only one tour, everything has changed to purple because the mountain population always changes color according to sunlight and weather. True to its name, the Grand Canyon is 446 kilometers long, 0.4 to 24 kilometers wide, and 1,600 meters deep, with dozens of miles of roads along the cliffs, many eco-hotels hidden in the forest. Traffic, restaurants, campsites, airports and free service bus systems. Any visitor who arrives here will be completely conquered and overwhelmed. Uluru, also known as Eyes Rock, or The Rock, is a giant monolithic mountain in the Eyres Mountains located in central Australia, 350 kilometers east of the city of Ylesabulans. From a distance, the surface of the mountain was round and smooth, completely one block, without a single blade of grass. With an altitude of 348 meters and a length of 3 kilometers, the foot of the mountain has a circumference of about 8.5 kilometers. The four sides of the cliff are steep, the top is flat like a newly cracked island, and it looks like a giant animal resting on the ground, making the mountain appear majestic, magnificent and extraordinary. Uluru is not only a symbol in Australia but also an attractive tourist destination of the world. Uluru is a giant orange-brown, oval-shaped rocky mountain, formed 680 million years ago, not only a symbol in Australia but also an attractive tourist destination of the world. If you mention the most mysterious land in the world, the first place that comes to mind is probably Egypt. Along with the development of ancient Egyptian civilization was the appearance of extremely great works. Among them, the most notable is the Pyramid of Giza and the giant Sphinx statue, one of the 7 wonders of the world, an invaluable gift of humanity left by ancient Egypt. Today, time has destroyed them somewhat, but the grandeur still amazes many people. In particular, scientists have to worry about a surprising achievement in the development of human history. The particular issue here is how the ancient builders applied it, which is still controversial today. No mystery has interested archaeologists and historians so much for many years as the giant works of the ancient Egyptians in the Valley of the Kings on the west bank of the legendary Nile. In the land of Great Britain, there are still traces from the earliest times of man. Those are monumental works in the hills of Wiltshire, England. Those monuments are still great mysteries that have yet to be discovered. Who created it and for what? Stonehenge consists of large rocks arranged in a circle, looking like they were arranged in a certain astronomical sense of the ancients. It is suggested that the birth of the Stonehenge necklace is around 2500 BC. The giant stone circle Stonehenge is an unsolved archaeological mystery located in England. Composed of stone blocks weighing tens of tons, this structure is also an amazingly accurate astronomical observatory. After all, who built this wonder? In 2007, archaeologists discovered a small village in England dating from the Neolithic era, from 7,000 to 4,000 years BC. The village found near the ancient World Heritage Site is known as Stonehenge. Easter Island is located in the southeast Pacific region of Chile. This place is famous for the giant stone humanoid statues called moai with a lifespan of about 6,000 years. The characteristics of the statues are scattered all over the island as part of an ancient ancestor worship ritual. For the first time, the island was discovered by a Dutch explorer named Jacob Roggeveen. The time when this explorer discovered the island was on Easter Sunday 1722. Hence, the island was called Easter Island. The mystery being explored by scientists is why the ancient inhabitants were able to erect these statues. That is extremely difficult to understand. In 1995, UNESCO recognized Easter Island as a World Heritage Site, with most of the area protected in Rapa Nui National Park. Polynesians may have arrived on Easter Island sometime between 700 and 1100, and created a rich and flourishing culture, as shown in statues and other artifacts.